What's up? What's going on, you guys? It's the G-Hole Podcast. I am Ray DeVito. Bob Biggerstaff is my co-host. And yeah, man, we had a fun one today, man. We had a good friend of mine, Miss Stacey Prussman, who I've known ever since I moved to New York City. She's cool as shit. And yeah, we go back some. Follow her on Twitter and Instagram. She's verified. I went at Stacey Prussman, and Stacey's STACEYPRUSSMAN. Very cool lady, and we had good times. And back in the day, man, she used to be she used to do foot fetish stuff, which I always thought was hilarious and awesome. She's a very attractive lady. I can see it if you're into that thing. And yeah, so it's cool. So yeah, we get into that a bunch, and then also just talk about comedy and stuff. Bob and I have the same birthday, November 5th, for all you Scorpios out there. But yeah, we found that out. That is very cool. We get into all that. And thank you guys for hanging out, man, and enjoy. What's up? Welcome to the G-Hole Podcast.
Step up to the G-Hole.
Greatest hour of listening ever. That's what it is. What's going on? We got Stacey Prussman with us. What's up, lady?
Yo, what's up? The G-hole. That sounds like my vagina.
Uh-oh.
It's the good hole to be in.
A good hole to be in.
Right.
That's whenever I hear the name of your podcast, I'm going to think about
that.
my vagina. I'm going to name it. I'm renaming it the G-hole.
That's what I called my butthole for a while.
The G-hole? Or the good hole?
The good hole.
The good hole.
The P-hole isn't the good one for you anymore.
The P-hole?
Well, yeah.
Prostate issues, Bob?
The P-hole already has that.
Yeah. Stacey, Bob had a birthday last week on Tuesday.
So get this. About 3 weeks ago, I tell Ray when my birthday is. He pulls out his driver's license. We have the same fucking birthday.
No fucking way.
Yeah, man.
And guess what? My birthday was yesterday.
Wow, we're all Scorpios.
I know. You know what's weird? Chrissy Mayer's birthday was the day before mine. And then this other girl, Andrea, that's Bryant, that's at the compound, and Keanu Thompson's birthday.
I like how this just turned into Romper Room. There's Karen and Brian.
No, it's like 12 people.
But the main point is that
it's like a lot of Scorpio
Ray and I have
energy.
the exact same birthday.
We have the exact same birthday.
That's so hot.
It's hot. There we go.
Your birthday brothers.
How about that, Bob?
Okay.
Look at that, Bob. We could possibly be in a threesome. You and me.
Different
I get
years.
to see you naked, Bob. How do
You're
you
like
feel about
birthday
that?
twins.
I can pretty much guarantee you that's never going to happen.
So you didn't know each other had the same birthday.
No.
No.
Neither did I. Yeah, I didn't know either.
It's weird. I think it's weird because I was around like a lot of people that had the same exact birthday or like in around this week. It's very weird.
This is you're definitely the girl in the group because only a girl would
Our
be
parents like to fuck in February, I guess.
there. Yeah.
Oh, is that Valentine's Day fucking that would make a baby now?
Oh, that could be.
That could be it. Yeah. Look at that, Bob.
That would make me about 8.5 months.
Yeah.
If I came out. I don't know if I was earlier.
Yeah, I don't know if I was.
It's
really
not
late.
exactly. It's not exact
Well,
science.
of course.
I don't think it cooks. The baby cooks in 9 months.
I'm sure it was proper size.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
You're probably like extra large.
And by the way, Stacey, were you married?
I was married.
You were married, and I knew your husband, right?
Yes, you did. Timothy.
Tim, yeah. What? You don't
Timothy
have to go
McVeigh?
No.
Yes, and then he got arrested for bombing.
Timothy who? I don't know.
Oklahoma City.
How'd you know? Was he a comedian?
No, he was a
Yeah.
comedian. Tim Homeyoon. We were married. We were together since I met you. I met you back in the Bliss Bar days in 2002, 2003, around then.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
God, it's been too many years.
You were like one of the first people I met.
Yeah, you came in from Ohio.
Yes, I'm still from Ohio. That's how it works.
Well, he was from Ohio,
Right.
And I remember meeting Ray, and I had a room called the Bliss Bar, and I had a few other rooms, but that was my main room, and that lasted a couple of years.
Where was the Bliss Bar?
It was on 47th or 49th between 3rd and
Oh yeah,
2nd
I
and
remember.
3rd, and then they shut down. The whole building was like demolished, and they built a condominium. But it was a cute little bar with a top floor, and we had a lot of fun up there. Yeah.
And then you went to. You don't have to say what happened. You just grew apart. You guys.
We actually did grow apart. I mean, that's what really did happen. Like we started dating. I was like barely 30, and he was like 20 something, and then we got. We stayed together for many years, and we got engaged after like 6 or 7 years, and then we married for like 3, and then we got divorced. So we just like split up. I mean, like my 30s, I was with him, and then like the beginning, and then I think it just was separate. We just separated, like,
Yeah.
I think we grew apart emotionally, and I don't know. There was a lot of resentment.
Resentment. I hear you. That's all relationships.
And to resentment. I mean, it wasn't the worst breakup in the world. Like, there's a lot worse, but like, it was like hard, but it was,
You guys are still cordial, obviously.
Oh yeah, he just actually wished me happy birthday the other day. So yeah, I mean, we're still fine. I mean, we're still. I don't speak to him.
What's your situation now?
I'm a whore. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I've been dating somebody for like 2 months now.
Podcast over.
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I was dating around for a little while, and I had like, I was a little bit nutty like when I first got divorced. Like I dated like whatever you want to call it, dated. I'll say the word dated. Anyway, fucked people inappropriately. But then I started, like, the last few years, I've been taking things more serious with people, like getting to know them and dating.
Cool. So you got a guy
I'm dating
right now,
somebody
correct?
now for 2 months. It's the beginning. It's new.
Oh, it's a brand new.
He's very nice. We've been seeing each other. We've been having a good time. It's like, it's...
Is he a comedian?
No. He's in the medical arts.
I didn't think so.
I want to date someone in the medical arts. I like the arts.
What the hell are medical?
medicalness.
What do you mean medical arts?
He draws with blood.
He's a doctor.
Oh, okay.
He's a doctor. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
I've
date
just
him.
never heard the phrase medical arts.
The medical arts.
That's why I just rather saying he's a doctor.
I would
No, he's in
rather
the medical arts. He pretends he's an actor. He pretends to be a doctor.
No, I just say that. I just joke around. But, he's a doctor. He's a cool guy. And, we've been seeing each other for a few months, like 2 months exactly.
Where'd you guys meet?
Online.
There you go. Everyone meets on the lines.
I don't like meeting-
onto the lines.
Like on an app? On a dating app?
No, on like a site. Okay.
What do you mean?
Like-
That would be a dating app. What do you mean?
Okay,
like, on this
stupid.
site?
Okay.
That's
not
that's still an app, right?
Is that an app? Yeah, it's kind of an app. There.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well, you have options. You've always been an attractive lady.
Oh,
I assume
Thank you.
everything. I assume everything.
it's
has
weird
an
meeting
app.
people on app because as much as they're cool, you really don't know. Like, someone's always coming with some. I mean, he's cool, but like,
How many dudes
It's
have
like,
you dated?
you know what? It's like, but
it feels weird.
Here's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
feel the same. Like it's like you and I hooked up, Bob. Right? We met each other and through a party or something. It'd be different.
You're partying. You and Bob partying.
well, the apps are kind. I mean, a
Right?
blind date
Different.
is the weird way to meet somebody if you've literally like never talked to them. At least on these apps, you're chatting with people.
Right, but if
You
you
got an
said
idea.
to me,
I mean, to go
my-
on a date with somebody that you've never, I mean, unless, if your best friend set you up with some guy.
if you said you and my friend Kevin Brennan would get along really well, you should go out with him, and
Yeah.
and I met him like
that's probably a horrible example.
I know that's why I gave it. I purposely gave
Kevin,
that.
Yes,
Yes,
if I
everything,
yes,
but
if
he'll
I
love
told
you.
you that, you could probably
Kill you.
Bad example, but you could probably assume that the guy's a nice person.
Right, or not even nice,
If
but
a friend-
he's like associated with
Sure.
somebody I know. It's
Right.
very different when you meet somebody that's associated, even if like they're crazy and out of their mind, like that there's like a connection through your like group.
Right.
It feels different. It doesn't feel as weird. It feels very weird when you meet people online. I don't know. Do you date people online?
Not so. I fooled around with it a little bit. Here's the deal now. I've since twice in the last like 2 weeks hung out with a girl that lives in this neighborhood, and I like her. Here's the thing, though.
Is it a Tinder thing or organic?
No, I just know her from the neighborhood.
See, that's different. It's organic.
Yeah. Well, here's what is weird. She has hooked up with.
Everybody in the
Like-
neighborhood.
And you've seen the person. Like even though you
Yeah.
see people on these apps, you don't. I mean,
Right.
I'll get to that in a second.
She's
but-
a good-looking girl, but I already know.
She's a whore?
Yeah, I don't want to say that. She might listen. to this.
I don't like.
She coming to the show Thursday?
No, that's her. She's never been to a comedy show. I just know her from like hanging out at.
Is it a bar?
Yeah, like
local?
hanging out at. Yeah.
So she's hooked
the
up with
neighborhood.
people in different.
Yeah, so I don't know, but
Is she
I
younger
do
than
find
you?
her. Yeah. I do find her. Yeah, she's not even 30 yet. So she's like,
okay.
yeah.
So she's just having fun, but you're allowed to do that when you're like not even 30. You could hook up with everybody at the bar.
Yeah, but there's only like.
Why can't you do it if you're older than that?
You can. You can do whatever
Yeah,
you want.
I have a
Why
girl-
do you age shame?
I'm not
Stacey?
aging. No, I could do it
What
too.
are you
I mean, I can't do that. I have a girlfriend, but I've had her for like 5 years, and we met on Tinder.
Oh, that's good.
And I had gone on a few dates before on Tinder before I met her, and all of them, everybody was normal. I mean, they seemed normal, and I went out with, except for one of them, I actually went on a date with. Only one of them did I only go on one date with.
Really?
There was like 4 or 5 where I at least went on 2.
Oh wow.
And then one I met, but it wasn't really a date. She came to a comedy show in San Antonio, and she was like 100 pounds bigger than her pictures.
That's a lot of pounds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She was.
Was she
And
on
then looking at the
100 pounds,
pictures,
a
I
whole
was
nother
like,
person.
secret.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother me.
It was, and the pictures were.
That'd be hilarious. Some girl just shows up with another girl on her back. It's like your date.
She was a big girl in the pictures, but
She was a bigger girl in real life.
Definitely used the angles, but I could tell. I could tell she wasn't skinny. But then when I saw her, I was like,
Wow.
oh, come
They
on.
say the camera adds 10 pounds, but real life adds 100.
Yeah, no, this was very. I mean, she knew how to. I mean, I've got headshots where the camera's
No.
up here, so I'm only
Look, you
showing.
wanna show your
I'm only
best
showing
angles.
one chin. I mean, we all know how to take the
Right.
less fat pictures.
Right, you want to show your best angle, so I just show my ass. Anyway.
Yeah.
You show your ass?
No, I don't show. No, actually, I'm very I'm very innocent. My pictures are much.
Yeah, all our pictures are like this.
My pictures are very innocent on dating sites. I don't play up sexuality at all, because then everyone thinks you're a whore.
And that's not you.
Honestly, from what I've heard as a hearing, like, because when I would go,
I play classy chick on.
when I would go on dates on Tinder, part of the things these girls would say when they met me was like, part of the reason they went out with me was because I wasn't a pervert in our chats. She's like, and I would find out from girls that just on
Well, they
Tinder,
must
whatever,
not have
on these
chatted
apps,
with
like
you often.
literally
Bob is
like
very
2
perverted
sentences
in his-
in, guys are like, when are we gonna fuck?
Oh no, I never. See, I don't put that energy out.
Like, there's so many.
You put that girl.
Well, no,
put
I
that
know. I'm
energy
not.
out.
Well, I assume there's girls that do that too. But
They don't mean to, but they do.
guys are just. But there's so many. Like,
You just
every girl told me that. Every girl was like, "Yeah, you didn't say anything." Like the first girl that said it, I was like, "Thanks." I go, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Oh, I mean," she goes, "It would be." She goes, "I would hardly make it 5 minutes into a chat before the guy would say something about having sex."
Really?
Or,
For real?
Yeah.
I never
I
did
never
that.
ever.
I never
had-
did that either.
I don't.
Well, that's because you're a nice guy and you're not.
You're not.
That just seems weird. Like, even if you
Yes.
wanted it, it just seems weird.
It seems weird, but in
to
all
lead
honesty,
off with that.
it's complete anonymity. And if the person says,
It's not complete anonymity. You
and all
could
they all they do is if the girl's like, if they say something like, no, I'm not into that, then they'll just like unmatch them or whatever.
But it's not complete anonymity, because you could do a reverse picture search. You could find out the person's name, where they work. You can find everything about
Yeah,
them.
you can find-
I
yeah.
am the best spy ever. You give me someone's
Well,
first
no,
name.
on
and
Tinder, I knew who the girls were. I mean, they were
You
obviously
kind,
real people.
you kind of can't. No, sometimes
But
they're
also,
fake.
I'd feel weird if I threw that out there. If I threw that energy out there, like, "Hey, when we gonna hook up?" And if she responded back like, "Oh yeah, Daddy, let's do this," I'd be like, "All right, this is a fake account."
Right. Also,
Like,
or you'd
I
be
would just
scared,
assume-
or you'd
But
be
as soon as
weirded
you
out.
unmatch them, it's all gone.
But
So-
no,
so you could
I don't, no,
Yeah.
I agree with Ray.
I don't think so.
Yes, because I unmatch with people, and then you don't see anything about them, even
For
if you
real?
had even if you had a
Maybe I
They,
never
conversation.
hit
they might
unmatch.
block you.
But regardless of that, these guys don't care, and it doesn't matter.
Well, they're skeevy then.
It
and they
doesn't
never get-
matter.
But that's not how you get
You're
laid.
not doing anything. You're not. Nobody's. I mean,
No, this is how you do it.
the guy's not doing anything wrong by saying, "Hey, do you? All right, when are we gonna fuck?" Okay.
Yeah, they are doing something wrong because they have no game. First of all,
Well, yeah, no, it's
if Ray
it's
says
horrible
to
and
a
rude, but
girl-
it's not like that's not even like Me Too. That's not like they're.
No, it's just stupid.
yeah,
It's like retarded.
So I mean, they don't give a shit and they're doing it with every.
But
they're
how
doing
old
it with
are they?
every girl.
What age group is it? Is this like older men, or these guys are in their 20s? It's very different. Because the guys in my
Oh,
age,
I'm assuming it's
40 something, 30
No.
something.
I'm assuming no.
all ages.
It's probably
65-year-old dude's like,
probably all ages.
once I get this penis working.
Well, I don't know what the
things I'm gonna do
parameters-
with it.
I don't know what
Once
the
I get this up
parameters
there,
these girls had-
I'm gonna
had their
scotch tape
Twitter-
this thing up.
Yeah, I stopped. You're telling a stupid story. Continue. Why did you stop when I stopped?
Oh, I was talking about getting my
Penis staple.
I was in
I
tape,
guess.
so
I don't
it's
know.
like-
No, this is the
I
thing,
was talking.
Okay.
This is how you get laid, okay? Because I'm a girl.
All right, listen. Stacey will tell us how
All
to
right,
get
so
laid.
if you're
How to
on
get laid.
Tinder,
I
just
think
be
this
like,
is how to get laid with one specific person.
no, but I'm saying in general. Like, if you want, let's say you're going to either have chemistry or not. Like, I'm not going to just fuck you because you have a picture. You might smell bad. You might have a weird energy when I meet you. Like, just meet for a drink or a coffee. What the fuck you do if you don't drink? And then just talk to each other. And then you can seduce a girl when you're with her, when you feel her energy. You can't just do it like online like that. It doesn't work like that. Like, it's like people aren't like robots.
What are you into, Stacey? What's a guy dude? Where
And
you
yet,
like? I kind of like this guy.
you would be surprised that actually works sometimes.
For some people, yeah, it might
Yeah.
work somewhere. Like, if you want very anonymous sex. I rather
Of
have
course.
anonymous. I rather have one night stands with people I know. Does that make sense? Like,
There's a
never
lot
the
of
one
there's a
that-
lot
yeah.
of girls on Tinder that are just looking for sex because they, for whatever reason,
I'm more of a friends with benefits
They
person
can't-
that I
they
already
can't
know
find it
somebody and
other
we're
way.
doing it.
yeah.
But I won't anonymous. I don't have anonymous
Of
sex
course.
with people.
No, I mean, I really I wouldn't want to do that either. But people do it.
Well, I like when a guy is like just like I don't like I
I'm
don't,
guessing most of Tinder things, it's it's a
also
hook,
what energy you put
it's a
out there
hookup
on
app.
both ends.
hookup
Like
app.
not really. People meet like you met your girlfriend on there.
I know, but most people. But I got laid a bunch of times before I met her.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
What
Look
was-
at
she doesn't
wow.
like. She doesn't like it when I say
Like
that.
right
but
away?
She knows.
like right away?
I was against going on an app when like Tinder first came out. So my buddies who were like
I'm against it. I'm
comic.
protesting.
Well, I'm older than these other comics I was hanging out with. So
Right.
they're doing these, and I'm like, man, I don't want to meet a girl on an app. I was just like, that just sounds stupid. And they're like, well, how are you meeting girls now? And I was like, okay, that's besides the point. And I got out, and I was very successful on.
What was your profile? What did your
I was
profile
surprised.
say?
What did it say? I don't know. I assume something like funny guy. It was, the one picture was like, it definitely said I was a stand-up comedian. One
Swipe
pic-
left.
One picture. No, I mean, a lot of girls.
No, I don't want to date stand-up comedians.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
you.
But
I've been there, done that 300
but other
times.
people are enamored by that.
Right, that's
Yeah.
true.
Also
and also
probably
that's
works
me.
better.
I mean, I'm gonna. And
Works better in Houston than New York. New
one
York, you
picture
see
was
stand-up
one
comic,
picture
you're
was
like,
me on stage.
Broke.
You'd be one of 5,000 people.
Well, sure.
Right. You're
Where
like
in
broke.
Houston, it's
One
like
picture was me on
going to like
stage.
20.
One was my headshot, and one was me as a bobblehead.
Oh, that's cute.
Somebody had made me a actual bobblehead, like off my picture.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So it was
Fan art.
It was funny, and
They liked it.
so
And it worked. He's with
I mean, it's a
a
numbers
very nice
game.
lady.
You just my technique was just swipe right on everything
Oh, I see.
and see what came back.
It's interesting because you make some certain people you connect with, like they really write the right things. Like
Most
they know
guys
how,
I know just swipe right on everything.
well, they don't really know what to write to you or how to communicate.
No, I
That's
mean
the
that doesn't.
problem.
It's just you playing a numbers game. Also, a lot of guys that were on there that I know were just looking to get laid
Right.
or to get not
See,
necessarily.
I'm bored with that now.
I mean, I was kind of doing that to get laid, but I never got laid like the first night.
I don't. Yeah, I
Like
get,
I said, almost everybody. Only one girl I only went on one date with, and all the others I went on at least two. So.
Were you doing OkCupid? That's more serious. That's
well, I
like
did
looking
Bumble.
long-term.
I did Bumble. I met a boyfriend on Bumble.
anything that's free? People are.
Well, OkCupid's
whether they
not free,
say
is it?
It's
even
free.
like
Oh, it is?
Match.com
Oh,
or
I thought
any
it
of
was.
those
But they're
ones that are
profiled.
they all have
Okay.
apps now, but
They're simple.
people are using even if it's even if like this is for a longer relationship. If it's free, people will go on it just to try to get laid.
Bottom line, if you meet somebody and you connect with them and you enjoy their company, you want to be
Yeah.
with them, you're going to be with them. If you're
It's
fucked
just
up, right.
Nowadays,
It
it's
doesn't
just a
matter how.
different way for the initial meetup.
If
And,
you're-
and you're meeting somebody you wouldn't have probably run into someplace.
Now, if your intention is to
But dude,
just
you got a doctor. I want to date a doctor. Can I date him? If
Yeah,
you're
you
done
can
with
date
him,
Yeah,
let him
you
know.
can have him.
All right, dude. That's what kind of doctor?
Just a
Yeah,
regular.
you can look at Ray's vagina too.
Internist,
Yeah.
internal medicine.
Internal isn't all medicine internal?
He's very smart.
Isn't all
I don't-
medicine internal?
No, that's his. It's like general internal. Like if you had
Unless
a sore
it's a
throat,
lotion.
yeah.
I guess a lotion would be external.
He's all about the stomach.
He hasn't examined me yet, so I'm okay. I'm kidding.
I just
And I'm
had-
really scared of the doctor, so it makes me feel like less scared that he's a doctor.
How about
And he's
he
my
just
age, which
examined?
is really- what?
How long you guys been together now?
2 months.
2 months. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's not quite serious yet.
It's not yet. No, I mean we've been seeing each other every weekend, and we have a good time. We really it took me out for this weekend for my birthday, and we had a good time.
We're out to the Hamptons.
we
Did
were going
you
to go
get-
to the Hamptons, but the car broke down. Anyway.
Did you guys say I love you yet or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. You don't love him yet? I hear you.
I like him a lot. No, I mean I don't
I'm
know him.
messing with, yeah. We were talking about that on the last podcast.
Well, I mean I don't know what
like
what.
when's the right time to say I love you? Like
I mean I really think he's great, and I don't
it's
know.
heading
When
in that
you're
direction,
coming.
Maybe?
I mean, how long does it take for you guys? I mean, maybe I need advice. 'Cause
I haven't.
I
said
told
it.
Ray I loved him after meeting him about a month.
of course, he's
Yeah,
a lovable
yeah.
guy.
I don't know. I don't know
Our
when
first threesome?
I don't know when I said it to my girlfriend, but
Like, when
Yeah,
did you? How
probably-
long did it take to discover you were like exclusive?
probably a few months. Well, we were just like hanging out. We'd go on, we go on dates and go to the movies and stuff. And then she was kind of like, if
This sucks. I can see movies
if this
without
isn't
you.
if this isn't serious,
I'm moving on.
I just And I was like, I guess we hadn't really discussed it. And I was like,
You were thinking about it. Were you thinking about it?
I never. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't like she gave. I mean, you could say that was an ultimatum, but it wasn't to me because I was like, But when she said that, I was like, I kind of thought we were already together,
Right.
Because I haven't been seeing other people, and
Well, you have to. I think you have to
assume you
establish.
hadn't.
How long were you guys seeing when this happened?
That's the thing. I don't remember.
Was it a few
I'm gonna
months?
guess.
3 months.
I don't think it was that. I don't. No, it wasn't that long. It might have been a month.
How often did you see each other? Once a week, twice a week.
No, it was probably. I'm gonna assume it was at least a couple times a week.
Oh, that yeah. See, we're only seeing each other like once or twice a week, if that.
How often do you see your guy?
It was at
Just once
least.
the
It was.
weekend,
It was probably
mostly.
more
just
than
on
that.
the weekends?
But I usually have shows, so like sometimes during the week, yeah. But it's been in the beginning, yeah, like maybe once or maybe twice a week, yeah. But I'll stay like the whole weekend with him, or like most of the weekend. With
There you
him.
go. All right. That's nice.
I really like him. We get along well, and we have fun, and
Yeah, so far this girl, the only thing I like about her, well, I get along with her, and I also find her attractive, but if... I bet she's probably fucked like 3 dudes in like that 3 weeks. I think she gets around. I think.
do you
she
think it's
gets
because all right? So,
I don't think she's shy.
I hope
about
she
it.
listens to this podcast.
So is it? Do you think
Yeah,
he's?
she probably won't.
This is all right. So someone who I don't get around, but when I've been with a lot of different people, it's because I haven't found the right person, and no one's really giving me a commitment. So I'm having fun. So don't judge her on that. Just maybe she's just not connecting with people.
Welcome to Whore Talk.
Yeah.
No, I think that's what
Yeah,
happened.
you can do it. If you don't.
What is she else going to do? She's
There's
gonna sit
no-
She's.
It's all good. It's fine.
Everyone has sex. I think a lot of people have
Look,
sex.
you know the rules. Guys can sleep around all they want
No, they
if they don't
can't.
have a girlfriend, and they're cool. If girls do it,
We're whores. Right?
yeah.
See, I don't
you
agree
know
with
the
that.
rules. No, I don't believe it either. You can do it. Do whatever you want.
But I really think that people really, if if they really want a relationship and no one's giving it to them, they're going to settle for something that's not a relationship, and that's when they end up sleeping around. So,
But, if
I
you
mean,
wanna
that's what happened with me.
If you want to sleep around, sleep around.
But people aren't doing it sometimes on purpose. They're doing it because they don't.
I don't
They're
care.
not finding the right thing.
I don't care how many people
wrong about that?
like that.
No, it's fine. I'm still.
If I was dating a girl, I just wouldn't want one of my girlfriends to have like slept with my friends.
Right, me neither.
Yeah, that's what's weird. This girl's hooked
Other-
up with
other
like
like
4
Four
dudes that I
comics?
know. Yeah, no, they're not. They live in this neighborhood.
Oh.
It's all people that live in the neighborhood. No one involved here is in comedy.
Oh, that's
except
good.
Me.
So you're not going to go to a
but I
show.
know the 4. Yeah, which is also kind of weird. If another 3 dudes walked into that bar, she'd probably fuck them. So. Bob wants to know now, where is that bar?
And how did you finally hook up with her?
No, I don't.
Oh, I haven't hooked up with her.
Oh, you haven't?
Nah, I made out with her. That's it.
Oh, that's good. That's
That's
fine.
it.
So are you having like second thoughts because you?
Yeah, well, no, nothing's official. I know
No,
where to
you having
find
second
her.
thoughts of pursuing the.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, just for the fact that I haven't like made out with a girl besides her in maybe 6 months. So.
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
Yeah, I don't hook up that often, Stacey.
Is it because you're a handsome dude?
Oh well, thank you. Here's
Is it you're shy?
Here is what I like about her. This is what I do like about her. This is
Okay.
what I'm like sexually attracted to. I like
She's
women.
experienced.
I like women. Whenever you got a joke, throw it in there, Bob.
I did.
No, I like women that are assertive.
Oh,
Like, that's
you're working on that
what-
in therapy with me.
Yeah,
Sure.
like I like more assertive.
Last time Ray was
women.
talking to her, she was like, "I'm gonna fuck that guy."
Yeah, like,
No, I'm not pointing to the guy across the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't make out with her. She made out with me. Like I like girls that
You
are
like the
assertive.
dominant woman.
Yeah, it's not.
He likes
so
a
much,
girl that tell him what to do.
Yeah, I like when the woman's in control more. So, cause
Tell me what to do, I'll do it.
Here's what it kind of because it takes everything. Maybe because like I have my own anxiety, so it like takes it out of my hands.
Oh,
So it's
interesting.
like all right, fine. Like yeah.
How are you on dates?
Takes it out of
Like,
your
do you-
hands so you can put it in her hands.
Oh.
That's
There
a-
we go. That's what I put it in her hands.
That's
while
a
we were
ball in
making
Now,
out.
are you good
That's a
on
ball in
dates?
hand joke.
Yeah.
Do you do are you like a good dater? Like, are you aggressive with not aggressive? Are you like sort of assertive with the dates? Like, do you make the plans? Do you pay? Do you
He gets him a dollar slice. He
Yeah,
hooks him
well,
up.
I'm done. That's one reason I got off Tinder. I got tired of buying dinners. Like I'm done doing that. I'm not doing that.
Right. Unless you're dating somebody or something. Like if you are already in a
I'll
relationship.
meet up with them wherever. But
let me interject with this. Second date, I went on with Elizabeth, my girlfriend. We went to the movies, and I think I paid for the movie, but I literally had like no money. I had like no money in my account, or I wasn't sure how much I had.
Then why are you going on a date?
Well, here's the thing, because I thought we were just going to the movies, so I paid for everything at the movies, and then we went out to eat afterwards, just to a local taqueria. Not even really that expensive, but I was like, I knew I didn't have any money. So I got her to pay for it.
How?
I might have just pulled the check came and I just didn't even pay attention to it, and she paid for it. And then later on, so we go on another date, and at some point, I don't think I revealed it to her then, but I think like once we decided to be official boyfriend and girlfriend, I brought that up or something, and she was like, I said something about it, and she was like, yeah. She said something like, yeah, I didn't really like that very much. And I was like, well, I got to tell you, I go, I didn't have, like, because I was waiting on a check for something.
You were honest.
Yeah, I was like, I knew I had like $20 in my account, and I didn't know if, or I didn't know how much I had. And this was like, it was 5 years ago. I don't know if I had like an app for the bank. I mean, I certainly could have gotten online and looked or whatever. But whatever it was, I was like, something happened where I thought a check was coming and it didn't. And
If I was her, I
like,
probably wouldn't have went on another date with you.
well, that was the thing.
Yeah, I probably
But
wouldn't
I knew she liked me. I wasn't like, here, you pay for this. I might have made some sort of joke about it, like, hey, I paid for I think that's what I did. I made some. She still didn't like it, but I made some.
Why
joke
did
like,
you go to dinner
hey, I
knowing
paid
you
for
had
the
no
movie.
money? I would have said it up front. Like,
We
listen,
went afterwards. I didn't want to.
You forgot that you had no money?
No, I planned.
You knew you had
I knew
no
I was
money?
gonna. I knew I had to do that at that point. She wanted to go out to eat,
Oh God.
to have something after the movie, and I couldn't.
I would have let her order something. Be like, hey, just a heads up. I just realized I don't have my bank card on me, or something like that. Like I would have said something like that.
No,
like,
I made a joke. I remember I made a joke. I
I'd
made
be
a joke where I was
I'd be
like, hey,
and now you have to go out with me again because I'm going to buy you dinner next time.
Oh, Ray!
Like I would have made a joke
that was
or
amazing.
a reference like that.
I
Instead
probably-
of being
I
like,
probably-
Wow, that was great. You did
I
a good
probably
job.
did
Good
say
one.
something like that, but I remember I made a joke like, yeah, hey, I got the movie. I go, you get, because it was something. It was literally
let's
like
go get
if I was
pizza.
her, I would have walked out.
it wasn't
on you
even
right then.
$20.
I would
Nah,
have.
she makes a lot of money, and
Well, I'd have no money. We've both been fucked. So
whatever it was,
worked.
whatever happened, it worked. Yeah, but it was like.
look, if you're honest, I think.
But
it's
when I
okay.
said it to her, but when I explained it, yeah, obviously it didn't.
If you're
it didn't
honest,
bother. It
it's
didn't
fine.
piss her off enough that she didn't go out on another date with me.
I think if you're honest, it's fine. But yeah, like I stopped dating broke guys. No offense. Like I just stopped. I couldn't. It's bad.
So that's
yes.
AKA comedians.
Well,
No,
sure.
I would date comedians. I did. They weren't actually broke. The comedians I dated, but my husband had money issues, and I didn't want to. And so I just started dating professionals, and it just was. Well, I'm also older. Like I'm not a kid anymore. I'm in my 40s.
Yeah, there's a difference. But when she says being broke, I mean, I know what you mean. You're literally like
I lived in
the
poverty.
comedians you see at open
yeah.
mics that you're like,
Well, I don't
this
go to
kid
open
has
mics.
right, but this kid has no money. You're like, this kid has no money.
Well, that's
you
one
know
thing-
these people.
That's one thing that plays in my head too. It's like I'm not broke, but it's pretty. I'm not fucking
We're
killing
not- none
it
of us are-
financially.
none of us are killing it
As I
at this
got
point.
my roommates in other rooms and stuff. But I also like looking at like, all right, I'm in my 40s and looking like, all right, well, this girl's probably not. You know what I mean? Like, I think less of myself. So that's another reason why I let the woman
self-esteem.
be assertive, especially the older I get. It's like, all right, it's the ball's in her court.
There's a
She
lot
can
of
do what
yes
she wants.
ma'ams involved in a date with Ray.
Yeah.
Have you been in a serious relationship?
Not in a while. It's
When
been
was the
a
last
while.
one you had?
Maybe like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And it only lasted a few months or whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
I had a practice boyfriend. Did I tell you this?
You had a
one?
what boyfriend?
A practice boyfriend. So all right. So
A
I didn't.
packy
a
boyfriend?
Practice.
You
I thought
practice
said
on
a
his wiener?
Pakistani.
No. All right.
A
so,
Pakistani? All right, just practice. That doesn't sound as horrible
Like
as a
like
Pakistani
practice,
boyfriend.
practicing like
right.
a first sport. Anyway. So
All
anyway,
right,
so
you avoid the Pakistani boyfriends. That's what I'm
I
saying.
haven't had one. I had an Iranian
Good.
husband, but not a
No,
Pakistani
we just don't.
boyfriend.
I'm kidding, by the way. Pakistanians are. I just thought she said that for no.
No, I had to practice
Practice, all right.
boyfriend. Well, so I had met a guy on Bumble.
Did you call him your practice
No,
boyfriend?
no. And I kind of liked him, and like it was getting serious. And I didn't know. Like I liked him in the beginning. Like for some reason I was like then I got really unattracted to him, and everyone thought he was like my grandfather. Like everyone thought he was like really
Whoa.
old. Yeah, like we went to Dunkin' Donuts and they gave him this. They said, "Can I get Can you what does your father want?" Like he was only 3 or 4 years older than me. He was an early. He was not that much older, but he looked a lot older. He was a nice guy, and anyway, the other problem was he would like play Compound Media all the time in the mornings. Like he was a big Compound Media fan. It freaked me out because I'd have to listen to like
Right.
It was weird. That was weird too. It freaked me out. So,
Just what they want to hear over at Compound Media.
well, no,
like those are weirdos.
I
that
dated
are
one of the
Compound.
hosts there a few years ago, and I'm like, and we're still friends, but I'm like, I don't want to hear him in the first thing in the morning.
Right.
You know, so it's like,
Is his initials BS?
no,
Is
GB.
it Bill Schultz?
No, G-
Gino. Oh,
Yeah, this like, yeah.
Oh, I heard someone at the stand. What happened?
Oh, we'll talk. I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about that? All right.
We'll talk about it later. Anyway, so basically, but I haven't dated him in like 5 years, like for 3 years, whatever it's been. Anyway, but like we're still friends. I do a show, whatever. But like, I don't want to hear him the first thing in the morning screaming.
Right.
Why do you think I broke up with him? You know,
Hear a bunch of racial slurs at the first thing
yeah,
in
like
the morning.
faggot, screaming out, all day long. But I'm like, why are you playing? He knew I dated this guy, and he's playing, and he was he was weird. So then this is where it got weird. So after 2 months, he comes. I'm hosting at West Side, and he's coming to the show. It's Sharon Simon's show.
Okay.
And my friends are all there, and he's there for the first time. And a lot of people didn't know who he was. And he takes out paper, and it's his lease. Because he wanted to put me on his lease because he was moving from he was transient.
Wow.
And so he wouldn't have to pay for me to go to the pool he lived in a new place with a pool. So he put me on the lease and gave me a key fob. And he lived in the middle of,
Wait. If you're on the lease, that means you now have to pay for it. You're legally bound.
I was
responsible.
I was like a legal resident, like as if you were the kid or something. I don't know, whatever. It was very weird.
Oh.
So everyone thinks
If your name's on the lease, you're now financially responsible.
I wasn't, but they did a background check on me. So to make sure I wasn't a criminal, but the whole thing was freaky.
Wow.
And everyone thinks, oh, is Stacey signing with an agent? Like it looked like some kind of official business at the club.
No, her dad gave her a key to the pool.
Yeah.
No, exactly. My dad was. So what happened was I was literally ready to go on stage, like 5 seconds, because they give me the lineup. It's like a whole thing you have to do. And he puts the paper on, and he's all these papers. I'm like, and he's trying to make me sign this stuff before I get on stage. And everyone's like, what the hell's going on here? So then everyone asked me later. I'm like, oh, congratulations with your new agent, whatever. I said, no. I said, this is the guy I'm dating. He put me on his lease. And then
Why
someone
would he
said,
do that right before you went on stage? Why? Was there a reason why he fucking
I
did
don't
that?
know. And then we were going to go out for drinks anyway. So why the hell did it matter?
Yeah, why couldn't it wait?
It didn't even matter. So then
Sounds like a weirdo just
he was
right
a
there.
weirdo. It freaked me out. That was like the beginning of the end. Literally.
By the time she walked off stage, her credit score was 5.
And if it wasn't bad enough.
Yeah,
But
it's like you sign this and then you get off stage and he's already
But
gone.
he had
You
money.
never see him again.
He had money. He'd made over $300,000 a year or whatever. He made good money, this guy. So he just wanted to lock it in some way. But I never. So I went there. I ended up picking up furniture with him. And then I was there maybe 3 or 4 times. And I would he took me clothes shopping once and bought me $1,000 worth of clothes,
And the whole time you're like, oh, this is going to suck next week when I got to dump him.
And I'm like, but it started freaking me out. It didn't feel comfortable for me.
Right.
I felt like sugar daddy or whatever. And he wasn't that much older than me, even though it looked like he did. He had an old man look for a guy his age. He looked a lot older than people his age look.
And how'd you meet this dude?
On Bumble.
On Bumble. Oh, all right.
Uh-huh. And then
Dude, that's insane.
And then we went to LA together but it wasn't even romantic. They went to Long Beach for a business trip and all day long.
How was his sex with the guy?
In the beginning, it was okay. Then it was then he'd fall asleep in 2 seconds. He was old. He said his dick worked, but it was just it was I got unattracted to him very quickly for some reason. He wore a neck pillow on the plane, and that was the end of it for me.
Wow, I'm thinking of getting that because I have a back issue right now. I fucked up something in my neck.
He just wore the neck pillow the whole entire time on the trip, and he wouldn't take it off. He looked like Count Dracula, and I was done with it.
Dude, I got a problem with my neck right now, so I went to the doctors. He thinks it's a pulled muscle, but it hasn't gotten any better in 2 months.
You need to get a massage or acupuncture.
Yeah, I'm going to go to physical therapy about it. He
It
thought
could be a
might
nerve, a pinched
I was in a
nerve.
car accident. He thought it might be related
Put some
to
icy
that.
hot on it.
No,
Yeah.
it hasn't gotten.
It's probably a pinched nerve.
It hasn't gotten any better.
A damaged nerve, perhaps.
But whatever. So I'm gonna get that. So yeah, I might be in a neck brace.
Well,
at least
neck
when I go to
brace is
sleep.
different than a neck pillow. You know those pills. When
Yeah.
people fly, they put those. So then he would snore. Then you'd fall
Well,
asleep.
that's when my neck hurts the most when I wake up in the morning. Because if I sleep slightly wrong, it's fucking right back to square
You
one.
have to get a special pillow for the
So
sleeping.
yeah, it sucks. So, anyways, I'm identifying
Speaking of
with
neck
that.
pillows.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then he had. This
So we have the same neck issue. My penis doesn't work at all. So it's
okay,
different
and
than
his
that
snore,
guy.
and he would snore horribly, like to the point where it's like. Like I took a video of him snoring, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. And I would like, and then sometimes he would pick me up in the car. I'd be like, oh my god, I'm not going with that man. Like I feel like my pimp just sent me out to like meet somebody. It felt like that.
Wow. And how many months were you with this dude?
Like 3 or 4 months, 4 months, 5 months. From we ended up in August. We
3 or 4
started
months,
April.
5 months,
April, May,
6
June,
months,
July.
a year, 2
5
years, 3
months.
years.
It was 4 or 5 months.
4 or
yeah.
5 months.
But like it was weird because he would like shape shift in my head.
Did you ever say love you to him?
I did say I love
You did?
you.
Ah.
I shouldn't have done
She
that.
said it to the clothes.
No, I said that in the before he was like that.
I said I love this dress. I said I love this dress.
No, the first 2
I didn't
months
say
I was
that-
having a lot of fun.
I say
with
that I
him.
love that you bought me this dress. I didn't say I love you.
I love this dress.
I love that you bought me this dress.
Now I wear the
That's what I
clothes on
said.
other dates with other men.
I said I love these shoes. I
Thank
love
you
these
for
shoes.
buying me clothes for dates for other men. But no, and I'm not usually. I don't really. Never. No one's ever taken me shopping like that. But I said I loved you in the first few months of the relationship. Before that, it's like once like the clothes shopping and the house all started at once. Like he was dressing me up to like. In some weird way. It was just not right.
Dude, the only time I went shopping where I like really enjoyed it, last year, right after Christmas. It was either right after Christmas. Yeah, it had to be right after Christmas. I was working Wisecrackers in Allentown. It's right across the
I
street
know
from,
that. Yeah, I like
from
that
that
place.
mall. And
They have a good mall.
yeah, and it was right after the holidays. So I went to the mall. And everything is like crazy on sale because the holidays is over. So everything's like. Speaking of it, the sweater I'm wearing right now is one of the things I bought.
That's a nice sweater. Yeah.
So everything's like crazy on sale there. And then
What brand is that? Seagull?
it's Hollister. But then
Douche.
I also had J.C. Penney on top of it. If you got a J.C. Penney's credit card, you got an additional 30% off of everything. So
Oh,
it was like
wow.
the first time in my life where I felt like just a baller. I'm like buying leather jackets. I honestly bought that weekend like $900 worth of clothes.
That's
And it
great.
cost me like $250.
And now you can wear them. But you like you're on
Yeah.
stage and whatever. You need to have nice clothes.
Yeah, but it was the only time I ever I felt like a little kid going school shopping where I can buy whatever the hell I wanted. And yeah.
I had an opener that didn't have like the right clothes. Like it was really a mess. And so I took him to a clothing store and bought him a shirt. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't go. I'm like, it was like a really fancy show I was doing. I'm like, you got to have a button-up shirt.
Like you
can't.
got to wear something different.
He's wearing like a t-shirt that didn't go over his stomach. I'm like, I went to like, like a little, it was like $20.
Dude, TJ Maxx isn't that bad. You can get some
I got
decent
it for $20.
shit.
I got him a shirt. I'm like, you can't wear that. Like guys, comics
Have
wear.
you guys been to this store, Ross?
I love that. Is
That was
a joke?
that was my Sebastian Maniscalco
Oh,
impression.
I went there in Seattle and I got the best shoes ever.
I'm looking for a coat in housewares.
That's funny.
Is that one of his bits? I don't know.
Yeah, just how people throw shit all over at Ross, like the whole
They
store.
did that in Brooklyn
whole
and TJ
store's a
Maxx
mess.
too.
Yeah. You know what? I have nothing against him. I haven't watched him that much. When I
Marshall's
watch him,
is
I
good.
find that kind of annoying.
The voice,
The
intonations.
mannerisms.
He talks like
Yeah.
It
this.
takes
part of
me
it. It's his-
15 minutes to
stick.
say this sentence.
Well, he has old people that listen to him, so they probably love it.
I could say 2 jokes and it takes 6.5 minutes.
That's funny.
Like it's like, all right, just speed it up. What are you doing? No.
He's very anal. Like Joe Matarese opens for him.
I think it's funny
and he
his
said he
jokes,
puts, like,
but it just takes
the-
forever to get to the point.
He has to have like smoke, like certain like level of like the background has to have like the lighting with the smoke. Like he has it all like down. Like it's very specific. Like
Hey, he's
his,
very successful. I mean,
like his background has to be perfect. He's
I'm
very
not shitting
anal.
on his jokes. I'm just
No,
saying,
he
like,
talks like this.
yeah, it's like,
And the
it's-
coffee. And and your mother remember. Yeah, he has. But look, I guess
it's like spit it out, fucking today.
he has his very.
He got booked in a couple of movies, and he didn't even know he was in the movie because they just had him wear the same clothes he wears and have his pompadour and hair. And
Oh, for
act
real?
Like he is. No, but I'm saying he was in that movie Green Book, and he's also in that. He's supposed to be in that the big De Niro movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Dude, that
But
is.
he already dresses like he's in '60s mob movie.
That's so funny.
Well, dude, that's what's
And he's
fun.
got,
Like
the
when
he's got the pompadour hair.
when I was doing the Jim Gaffigan show, and I go to wardrobe, and they're like, all right, you're all right, Ray DeVito. That's not what we have him wearing. Like I'm playing myself, and they like put me in other clothes. I was like, I think I know what Ray DeVito wears.
They're like, take off the Hollister.
He only
Take off the
owns 4
J.C. Penney shit, douche.
Yeah. It's like he only owns 4 shirts. And then you know what? You think they would let me keep it at the end. This
Right.
is Ray DeVito's shirt. No, I had to give it back.
Really?
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. It's like, I am me. Like, you're playing yourself.
Not for your part. If you were like a regular on the series, you might have been. I'm sure Gaffigan could have kept his stuff.
Oh yeah, you were on the the Gaffigan show.
Yeah,
I knew that,
he just had comics play themselves on a few
they
episodes.
just like they did in Crashing, which wasn't
Yeah.
supposed to happen.
Although he had me hit on a girl on the show. So apparently he has more sexual confidence in me than I have in myself.
That's cool.
And
So-
how'd that
Either
happen?
that or he thinks I'm a creep.
Did you get paid as an actor though, or as yourself? You
I got
set-
paid as an actor.
Right? Because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
it's
I
not-
didn't
it's
know.
not a reality show.
No,
I
I
mean,
know
it's
that. Sometimes it's a weird thing when you play. It's it's considered a cameo, but it's still a day rate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Like
no, it was cool.
700.
Hopefully that
Right.
cameo thing only counts if you're like actually famous.
That's true.
Nobody knew Ray DeVito was playing Ray DeVito.
Yeah. Nobody knew.
That
It's
was
all
fun.
good. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is.
That's a credit.
Speaking of, I don't have an IMDb page,
You
but I
should make
could.
one. You could do one.
Yeah, I don't care to. It's
You should always do it. It helps.
The what the hell was I going to say? Oh, so anyways, that's not for me.
Don't answer the door if you don't know who it
No.
is. I never do. I know.
So last week Bob wasn't here. We had some Tom McCaffrey and
Oh,
Eric
Tom.
Kirchberger.
Oh, I love Tom,
Did
yeah.
a thing with them, and we were talking about. I'm a single guy. This Stacey, as a single dude, this is the only time I can watch them. Serial killer documentaries, fucking amazing.
Amazing.
They're so fucking. Did you get? Anyways,
I've watched a few of them. They're
Tom
very-
turned me on to the Ted Bundy ones. Have you seen the Ted Bundy tapes?
Yes. I could tell he's a
Is
serial
that the
killer.
thing
by
on
looking-
Netflix?
Yeah, it's all his tapes. He escaped from prison fucking
Yeah.
twice.
Women-
when he
and
was
women
already
loved
in jail
him.
for murder. That's how fucking charming that dude was.
I think people fall for shit so easily. People fall for charm, and it's really weird because I could tell I can see he's a sociopath with his eyes. Like I'm a sociopath reader. I can tell.
I don't know.
Well, there's that show that was.
if anyone's too nice, I don't trust them. I'm
There's
from
a-
Brooklyn.
a
How can you
movie
trust
that-
them?
Yeah. It's well, I mean, it's easy to say that now when you're looking at footage of
There's a
them, like-
movie on Showtime. I forget what it was called, but it was just a couple years ago. Like Ben Stiller directed it. Had like Patricia Arquette. I think Benicio del Toro was in it, about these guys that escaped from prison.
Oh, yeah,
because
so- yeah.
One of the guys got some lady that worked at the prison to
Escape
like,
from something. It was
Dan
called-
Amora?
Dan Amora. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw the movie, but it's insane. Like he was so charming, he
Just
charmed
like a miniseries
the
on Showtime.
guards to not pay attention to him, to like just let him hang out in the library by himself.
I know.
When all he was
was
doing-
very smart. That was the problem. He
Dude,
he went to law school, I
yeah.
think, but he didn't go. And then he knew the law enough. He knew. how to-
Also, the thing is, like, what you see in the he could never exist
I'm assuming
today.
he wasn't at some maximum security prison because
No,
He
he
was.
was. No, he was. That's the sad thing about it. No, he was.
If
He
you're
was
really-
in jail for murder.
how could you possibly get? I mean, but how
He
could you,
did it twice. Did it twice, Bob.
Well, how did he tell me how he got out?
Once he was in the library and he was studying.
Oh, he
'cause
dressed
he
up
was
as a lawyer.
representing himself.
He
as
dressed up as
fucking
he
lawyer.
put a
he's-
suit on or something.
Yeah, so he's learning how to be a lawyer. So they know it's him, and they just leave him alone in the library. And then one day he just opened the window
And
and
jumped
fucking
out.
jumped. Why he was not in shackles?
Well, that's not a maximum
is insane.
security prison if you could leave going through a
Well, it's
window
also
at the
the
You're not
library.
70s or
supposed to.
80s.
Nobody was allowed to do that. He just became so
It could
familiar
not
with
be
the
a
guard.
It had to be a. There's no way it could be.
Dude, he was on
There'd be
trial
a
for
fence
fucking-
around the library.
Oh, he might have not been. He wasn't convicted yet, so he might have not been in
Yeah.
that part
Okay,
yet.
well, he wasn't. But whatever,
I'm just saying
dude.
there
He's
has to
in
be a
jail.
It's
there has to be
guilt- it's
another
innocent-
row of defense outside the library
It's innocent
window.
before proven guilty, so he probably wasn't where the convicted killers were. It's very different when
right.
you're convicted versus on trial for conviction.
Yeah, and then they put him back in like another jail when they got him. And the next time he purposely didn't eat, so he lost like 50 pounds. And then
I saw that, yeah.
Put up a air duct thing.
Oh,
and, like,
really?
Went through the air
Yeah,
duct.
and then went to Florida, and he would have been fine. And the only reason why he got caught because he started murdering girls again in Florida.
Oh, yeah, when he beat the girls in
he
Florida
just murdered a bunch of
University.
sorority girls. Otherwise, he
And he
would've
wasn't
been-
even like bloody. Like he didn't even get injured. Like it was like
Insane.
it was so weird. Like He wasn't a big guy either.
And then he represented himself in court, and women
That's
were...
he's gonna be he's guilty.
Like if this was a movie, you'd be like, oh, this is bullshit. This would never happen. It's one of those like, there's no
but
way.
Any of these women,
And then the women showed up in court trying to marry him.
Yeah.
All these women were fucking infatuated
they're
with
crazy.
this guy.
Those are crazy women.
Well, he would never exist today because now there was no DNA back then. Like now there's so many ways they would catch you immediately.
Sure.
Where back then they really were just like sitting
he
around
was
waiting
so
for
smart
him to
enough.
kill somebody.
He would have known to wear a fucking hazmat suit when he's killing people and...
Yeah, dude, it's insane. Yeah, the whole thing was insane. I don't know.
That is crazy.
I couldn't kill anybody. I've got psoriasis. I'd leave like skin flakes all over the crime scene.
Ew. Skin flakes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's the thing. There was no DNA back then, so you could leave your marks all over somebody, and nobody would put two and two together. Like they really just needed it's on the tapes. The only way they can catch him is if he killed again.
Yeah,
they were hoping he would.
It probably
kill again.
would have saved more people from getting killed. It would have. I'm sorry. It would have saved more people from being falsely accused of stuff than it would have probably convicted.
Right. Well,
other people.
It's insane, man. Yeah,
people fall for sociopaths all the time.
The whole fucking thing it's interesting,
Right, but if you're if a woman falls for a guy like that, there is something wrong with that woman.
Especially
no, he's very charming, man.
It doesn't matter. There's
He's a
no normal
fucking
people.
charming dude.
That's not normal. I don't care how charming somebody is. If you trick, then you're weak. You're a weak-minded person.
His original girlfriend, he played he wasn't on trial, and she's the one who actually turned him in.
Yeah.
His original girlfriend, before he was convicted, she wasn't crazy. She just thought he was.
She just saw the sketches. It looked like him. A lot of the same car that he had.
Yeah.
Right, but she didn't know he was nuts until that stuff. She didn't know he was a killer until all that stuff came out.
And then she was like, he did do some weird stuff where, like, while she was sleeping in the middle of the night, he'd take a flashlight and just look at her body, parts of her body.
But that could just be perverted.
Well, yes, I think it was perverted too because he fucked these women.
Isn't that what
killed.
the flashlight on my iPhone's for?
Yes, exactly. That's why they invented it, because of Ted Bundy.
They call it the Ted Bundy light. That's what they have on their cell phone. These are called the Ted Bundy light.
Like, I don't trust anybody who's too charming or too nice. I
Yeah.
don't trust.
That's why you could
him.
trust Bob. He's fucking as mean as could fucking
I'd rather
be.
someone be
There's a
harsh.
huge difference
Salty
between
Bob.
that though, and then when you, like I said, when Ted Bundy's on trial for, like, there was an episode of Law and Order where this guy had killed his
The rape show.
his girlfriend and her daughter and her family, because her family owned this jewelry store, and he got in with the wife to steal a bunch of jewelry, and he killed them so he wouldn't get caught. And then he was just really charming, and like a lady on the jury was like, you'd see her, the prosecution would like see her looking at him, and he would like wink at her and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, well, there's something wrong with you if you're listening to all this stuff about how he killed all these people, and the lady's like, he's dreamy.
Yeah, no, there's definitely people having issues, but I'm just saying, like, that dude today cannot exist. The second he was weird, like,
definitely,
they would catch him
right
immediately. Where back then, like, it's insane. There was like no forensics and shit.
Nothing.
Like, you really had
technology has
Well, also, like, the minute
changed the ability to do a lot of
There weren't even like
that.
pictures. They were showing
No.
people sketches. Like, they didn't even have a picture of them. There were no surveillance
well, the
cameras.
minute you defend yourself in a trial, you're guilty. Like, no one that's defended themselves has ever been like not the killer.
Oh yeah, no,
It's always like
that
a
whole thing
sight.
is insane. Like him, he
There's
was his own
some
lawyer.
phrase, that's like the person who has themselves, the lawyer that represents themselves is an idiot. Something like
really?
that. There's
Yeah,
some phrase
it's
like
a
that.
really bad. It always shows
I watched a ton of Law. I watch Law and
They're
Order
always
all the
the-
time.
they're
Well, then
always-
how do you
Whenever-
not know these fucking
And
Ted Bundy stories?
whenever somebody's,
It goes with, like,
well, I just don't. I mean, I of course I know who
sociopathy.
Ted Bundy is, but I don't know. I don't
it's like a psychosis. It's like
know that he went out of that he escaped from
mental
jail twice.
illness-
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's insane.
mental illness goes with people who do their own trial. Especially if it's for murder. Like, yeah, you get a good fucking lawyer.
Well, every time on Law and
That-
Order somebody says they want to represent themselves, the judge
Bye.
is like, I can't. I can't allow that. And they're like, oh, well, I went to law school. I just didn't, as you can see, I went to law school. I just didn't graduate. And then they're like, okay, but
They
wonder
would-
if
the
any-
person that is already your lawyer has to stick around to advise you.
Yeah, it's very bad to do that.
I wonder if anyone's ever represented themselves and actually won.
like
I'm
not,
curious.
For,
Oh,
not,
I'm sure. Of course.
of course, I'm sure.
How
but I-
bad you got to suck as the other lawyer on the other side?
Well, I
it's
mean,
like you lose to a football team that didn't have a coach.
It depends on the
if you're the
case.
coach
Well,
of the losing
yeah.
football
like
team.
financial cases,
Exactly.
maybe, or things
it
like
depends
that.
on the case. I don't know. I mean,
But the murder, if you're like a sociopath, murderer, or psychopath,
you know what?
Probably not.
So the whole reason you even get a lawyer, there was a movie with Henry Fonda. I remember seeing it when I was in school. It was like one of his last movies.
On Golden Pond or whatever. Is
It
that
was
what
it was like either right after that or right before it. It's called like I think it's called like Sword of Gideon.
I heard
This
of that,
old
yeah.
man, he was an old man and he got arrested for stealing something from
Oh,
a store or
that's
something
different.
that was very minor, but he got convicted and had to go to jail because they wouldn't give him a lawyer. So
Oh wow.
so when he was in jail, he like did all this research and stuff, and all the way to Supreme Court to where now you get a lawyer for
Oh, all because of that.
when you commit
Oh,
a crime.
interesting.
I didn't know that.
You can
Look at
fuck up
that.
your own trial.
Yeah.
But also the judge.
Yeah, I mean that's not you getting. I only brought it up, I guess, because he figured out all the stuff to where.
That's fascinating.
I think he went to the Supreme Court. I mean, I think he had a lawyer at that. He somebody was like, we should represent him for this, but the law wasn't made until.
What year was that? if you
It might
had
have
to
been
guess?
in the. I mean, the movie was in like the late '70s, early '80s. It was a made-for-TV
50s
movie,
or 60s, probably.
but it was probably in the '50s. Yeah, I think he had been. That was
That
was
makes
the thing.
sense.
That was the thing. He wasn't an old man. He was in jail so long that he became an old man because he was in jail for some minor thing of like stealing
Dude, that's
stealing
insane.
something very little. It was in the South. I mean, he was a white guy, but he was just like a homeless, like a poor.
Poor.
I remember he wore like overalls the
man.
whole movie.
That's
I
someone.
think it's called
Stacey-
Sword of Gideon. That might end
Did
up. That
Stacey
might end
date
up.
him at one point?
Sword of Gideon. Sword of
Probably.
Gideon might be a movie about like Israelis and Jewish people. I'm not sure, but I think the word Gideon is in the title. But it's one of the last movies. Not Henry.
Why do they
Fonda.
call it Gideon's Bible? Who's Gideon with his Bible?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
What
know
did he
anything
do?
about The Bible. Don't ask me.
But
I
You've
just don't
heard
know-
that is thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know it was
Gideon's Bible.
Ark. That's all I know.
All right. The thing I want to talk to Stacey. When I first met Stacey, she told me she used to do foot fetish videos.
Not videos.
Video
Parties.
parties. Oh, foot fetish parties.
In the live, Ray. In the live, yeah.
Wait a minute. I thought you did videos. All right. So give me this history.
I never did a video.
How
yeah.
did
How
you
does
get
that
into
work?
this?
None that you thought you did.
Right, exactly. All right, so
Well, what am I watching on Pornhub?
Why is
says
that? Why does that
Prussman?
teddy bear have a red eye?
Well, I am on Wikifeet, by the way. So,
Are you really?
Yeah. I don't mean to brag about my feet, but anyway, I have very
Google Stacey Prussman's feet.
yeah.
I'm not online because I don't want to mess up the.
Okay,
thing,
so
but
long
yeah.
story short, so this is the weird story. So I was,
No way. The fact that you started doing foot fetish
but
videos.
I didn't even not. I didn't so part. No,
And what's wrong with the rest of your body? Why only the feet? Why are you like?
I didn't. All right, one of my good friends was like experimenting with her sexuality, and she was really into having her feet sucked. Okay,
Her feet what? Sucked?
sucked
Okay.
to toe sucked, played with. She was exploring her sexuality. She was like going to swing clubs with one of her boyfriend. Like she was like in her late 20s. We were young, and so but I was never into that. Like I never
right,
was
right.
into. I didn't need to experiment. I knew I didn't want. So anyway,
Real quick, I will-
Stacey Prussman's feet on WikiFeet, and the picture they're showing is you with Mike Pachetti.
there's other
For
feet-
real? That's hilarious.
Just, well, like on
guess
the,
what?
on the Google page right there. I mean,
Oh yeah, there's other because you see my feet. If you
That's gonna be the picture for the podcast. I'm sorry.
real feet pictures.
Shoe size 6.5.
Yeah.
Her rating on WikiFeet is
Shit, it better be
4.5 out of 5 stars.
better be fucking high.
which is beautiful feet.
I have really good feet. I hope that I think.
You know what I will say? This is how like how lonely I've been, if you will. Like my feet are very ticklish, but I realize I don't think anyone's tickled them like 15 years.
Oh my
like, so
God.
I have no idea if
People who
my
like
feet
Stacey
still are
Prussman's feet
ticklish.
also liked Ashley Tisdale.
Wow.
Avril
Is that your
Lavigne,
buddy, Ashley Tisdale?
Selena Gomez, Olivia Munn, Victoria
Selena-
Wow, I'm a good.
Wow.
Wow, I'm a good.
Yes.
I'm
Good feet company.
I'm good feet.
Pervs.
So anyway, so my friend got into this whole thing. So she got invited to a party, and she's a nurse. Okay.
Guys like to party? Is that what you said?
No, she got invited to a foot party.
Oh, she got invited to a party.
My girlfriend's a nurse.
Yeah, they're insane. She got invited to a foot party, and where people would pay you $20 for 10 minutes to suck your toes. But she didn't realize what she was getting invited to, so she went. She goes, "Oh my god, I went to this party and guys would just give me money and they were sucking my toes." I'm like, "Take me to this party."
Yeah.
So I went
what
to
year is this? Or
2000, like
Okay.
2001, right after 9/11.
Random guys are sucking her toes.
So we
How
go
much,
to
how much money is she making?
So anyway, I'll tell you the story. So the guys pay $60 to enter. They're called Foot Brothers. This was back in the
all right.
And then it's like a strip club, basically. I don't know if you've ever gone. So you pay $20 for a lap dance, but they pay $20 to suck your toes for like a song. So
What did you wear
God,
to
that's
these?
so gross.
I'd wear like
The sweatiest sweat socks.
no,
and
I
shoes.
dressed like I was going to business, like a nice jeans. I look like the nicest girl, a little blazer, the shirt, maybe a little cleavage, not too much. Had my hair done, jewelry. I look very jappy, very like Jewish American princess meets like New York Sex and the City girl. Nothing slutty, nothing fetishy.
Meets random guys to suck her
Right.
toes.
Exactly. So I look like the girl you'd see on the street in open toe shoes that you'd be like, ooh.
Yeah.
And that was my look.
All right.
I went very, my friend dressed a little crazy. I didn't. So guys could run over me, whatever.
They ran. Did they really run? They were like.
This is in New York.
They would hop.
Guys want to suck.
They would hop.
They would
Guys
crawl.
want to suck New York walking out in the neighborhood toes.
Right, exactly. That's no, and the smellier the better. So for
There was also a subway pole licking party.
they had something
I've seen
called.
foot fetish videos, so I know.
Okay,
yeah.
sometimes it would be smelly foot hour, and that was
Oh
like
my God.
that was like a big deal. But I didn't really participate. But if I did, I would make more money. But I didn't want to smell my feet up because I'm a little bratty that way. So anyway, I'd go there, and I also get tips. So basically, I would just be really nice. I would act like I enjoyed every second of it. I faked the footgasms, whatever they were doing. It was only
Fake the footgasms?
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh my god, it feels so good." Oh, stop!
Oh, that's where the
just
that's
smiling, like you'd feel so good, like you were.
so
pleasing
there's
me.
such a thing as a footgasm for the girls.
Yeah, like
the dude.
You want to know that I'm reacting to what you're doing.
like
But I
the,
have.
like every woman's toe is a tiny.
They want to,
penis
Yes.
that,
the guys want to
fucking-
feel like they're making you feel good.
They want to make so you make their ego. It's all about
Right, right,
ego.
right.
It's like just like being a whore, a hooker. Like not that I've been a hooker, but I'm saying that's what you have to do. You make them feel good. Like, oh, you're doing such a good job. You're whatever.
Right.
So I'm good at that. I'm good
They'd
at
stick their pee holes.
My theater degree didn't go
They'd
for
stick
nothing.
their pee holes
Right.
over her little toe.
No, there was no dicks. Anyway, so on my feet. Anyway.
They would dock her toes.
When she's not
with
looking,
their
some dude's got his
She'd dock
penis
their
from-
toes with her foreskin
Oh.
or with their foreskin. All right.
So anyway, so they would suck my toes for like $20 for 10 minutes, and then they'd be done, and they'd wash it with alcohol, and then I had the next client.
A next client. They're called clients.
so I would
like you're
come
a
home-
doctor.
So I remember coming home. And it was always like
No, this is more in reference to whores.
and it was pre-happy hour, a podial prostitute. I was.
What's it called?
I'd call myself a podial escort.
A podio escort. All right.
So anyway, but it was all in this place called Hellfire, which was an S&M club, and it was always it was like a pre-show time. It was like 4:00 to like 8:00. So I would never say to the end. I would say just right to the end, and then I would escape in a cab. And I would come home, and I had all these 20s, and I would be like rolling around in it.
Hell yeah.
I'd be
Like how much money?
Oh God! It went from anywhere from $600 to $900 a night.
Wow.
For not a night, an afternoon, and then it would like give me over my home for my rent and everything.
Right,
and
right,
everything
right,
was
right.
paid for. It was like the best. And I only did it once. or
Now,
twice.
obviously, your feet are not ticklish because, like, I'm assuming if that was me and the fact that I'm like, I wouldn't be able to.
I'm assuming there was probably a tickle time or something.
Well,
But
some
I
guys.
wouldn't be
there was
able
a
to sit
guy-
there.
This is funny, and we did lift bar. We had foot fetish guys come that would stare at my toes while we were doing this stupid comedy, and they would actually listen to my jokes, but really look at my toes. So I had like a bunch of people come from that group.
And they go to your comedy shows.
Yeah.
So you had to wear like
Open toe.
open. Oh,
It
like
was-
if you wore sneakers, they'd be like,
And they
they'd
were-
leave immediately and like, fuck this.
No, but they're actually really. There was a group of people that were actually very nice. I have to be honest. Some of the foot people were very, very, very nice. The foot pimp was like a yoga teacher. The guy who held the thing together and like got all the girls. He was like a yoga teacher, and he was very good looking. He was normal looking, and there was
Was he also into toes?
I don't know, a little bit, but not as much. He saw the money in it,
Okay.
But we were treated really well, and there was all types of men, old, young, grandpas, cute, hot guys. You know, there was a midget in a wheelchair that would like to tickle your feet. Some guys like to be stepped on. That was the best. Some guys actually like to be stepped on. That was really easy. Like they would lay down and you would step on their face. I got to figure out how to do that without killing them. And that would be
how can you do that without falling? Like that's got to be.
You hold on. There'd be like bars, and you could hold on. I figured it all out. Like
that's like walking on a rope at the circus.
Yeah, like you kind of figure out how to do these like fetish things. So, and I was like, you know, and then sometimes I'd actually be a dominatrix where I'd yell at them. Like they want to be like it would like cross lines that way, but it never got sexual where I saw a cock or like anyone came on me or anything like that.
You could definitely see erections. They got to be getting erections. Like if I'm one of those dudes, if I'm not getting an erection, I'm not going. Do you get what I'm saying?
They might get erections, but you don't see them because they have pants on. And so basically, it was like the knee down, like nothing was happening really. And so I come home with all this money, and I was like, woo! And I felt like a movie star. Like I feel like the girl in the movie with Demi Moore.
Indecent Proposal.
I feel like I would like laid on my bed and roll around in it. It was so stupid, but yeah, it was like a lot of money. It would like get me through my humps of like.
You remember after Woody Harrelson's wife fucked an older man for $1 million?
Indecent Proposal?
Yeah, they rolled
Demi
around in the
Moore?
money. Yeah, I just said that.
Yeah, it was like that. It was that kind of thing. But it was really. And then it stopped. What happened was the reason why I stopped doing it is I started.
This is no ordinary love. That's the theme song for that movie.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's no ordinary love in my feet.
I think it was Indecent Proposal. Robert Redford's gonna fuck your wife.
Oh, just let him fuck the wife. Get the $1 million and go on your life. Come on. Anyway, so yes, it was fun. I mean, to that degree. And then I stopped because I got involved with my ex-husband, Tim. He's like, don't do it anymore. I'm like, all right. I should have kept doing it.
I would have kept doing it, man. I'd be like, dude.
It wasn't like if people, I think sex work back then, and that's considered sex, was like people.
You did what? Sex work?
That was considered sex work.
Oh, that's considered sex work.
Even though it's not, vaginas and
right,
penises, whatever. But it was, it was like people were looking, it was like not, people, I think now it's different. It was very different back then.
Right.
Who were you telling you were doing it?
Everybody. It's funny.
I knew. She told me.
Okay.
It was like, I loved telling it because it was like so funny to me. And then I did it at like the Luna Lounge. I did a whole story about it because no one was doing weird shit like that back then.
I'll be honest. If I was dating a girl that did, I don't think I'd give a shit if she was doing
I think
that.
Tim just felt like, and he wasn't like a prude with that, but he just felt, well, it got dangerous. What happened was I was followed once by a basketball player. This is really weird.
Oh.
There was a big basketball player. I don't know his name.
Charles Oakley?
No, he was a young guy, very tall African-American guy. Very
You told
nice.
me before it was Charles Oakley.
Okay, Charles Oakley.
I'm kidding. I'm
get
kidding,
sued.
Charles Oakley.
We'll get sued. Okay. So he followed me out of the club and he wouldn't stop. And he was in like a really fancy car. And I just said, I started getting nervous because what happened was more working girls were there, girls that actually did full-fledged sex and stuff like that.
Right.
They caught on because this is easy money.
Yeah, and then now
they took
now
over
the guys
the
there think, all these girls are going to be like this.
Right. So it went from nice, like there was like struggling actors and like not comedians, but like actors, maybe some comedians.
Right.
Just
Well,
regular.
at least one.
One. It was like more of that kind of scene, like struggling artists that want to make extra money and students to like real sex workers that were catching on to this sort of easy way to make money through like non risky sex work. We'll call it non-risky sex work. Is that the word?
Right, sure.
So they came into the scene, and it sort of took away my business a little bit, or they saturated the scene, and they offered more for less.
Now you got guys coming on feet.
Right. There was cum and sperm, and it became...
That would change it. One thing to like suck on my toe, another thing to blow a load on them.
Right. They were blowing loads on toes, and I wasn't into that scene. And then it's like, so I'm not going to do that and like compete with these girls that are doing sex work because it's just going to end up making, so that's
I have seen foot jobs on Pornhub.
Those are really hard to do.
Yeah, that's what they look.
It's like
more
doing
impressive.
Pilates. It's basically like taking your feet and like this and going up and down. Like you really get
it seems like it would be a lot of work to.
And you have to get your feet just right.
Seems like I have no interest in that.
I'd be like, just fucking
Jerk
do it
me up with your feet. Only if my girlfriend had no arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's very
I'd be-
hard to do because you have to get it.
I'd rather a hand job than a foot job,
course,
just because
you
like a hand job is going to be more.
You'll get it in your hand.
Although I never got hand jobs anyways. I fucking never. I can jerk myself off. If a girl's going to blow you,
course,
great.
yeah.
But otherwise, like, there's no.
Yeah, why do something
Yeah.
you do yourself?
Yeah, I've never.
No, it still usually feels better.
Someone
if
asked
somebody
me,
else
like,
is
do you
doing
like French sex, French fucking in your tits? I'm like, do I like it? Like, why? Like, there's no clit in my tit. Like, there's no stimulation for me. It's like you're gonna just irritate my skin.
Well,
Like,
I will say this: I've never had anal sex with a woman, but I have.
I've never had anal sex.
But I
with
have,
a
I guess,
woman
basically
either.
jerked off while my penis was between her ass cheeks.
Thanks for saying you've never had anal sex with a woman.
But with a man, that's a whole other
Oh, I
story.
realize- no, I'm saying, but I have done that. But that's kind of like, I guess, like getting a breast job. But no, I've had girls give me. I never fucking cared for a hand job. Like, if you're gonna blow me,
girls like
great.
the-
But otherwise, like, I can. Yeah, we're dudes. Like, I've never put my penis between a girl's tits, but I have put them between. I'm attracted to legs and ass. That's my.
You're an ass.
That'd be
man.
my thing. Yeah, legs and ass. I'm into like athletic girls, legs and ass. That's what I'm into. Bobby, what do you got?
What are you into?
I like boobs.
Boobs. Bob's into boobs.
Do you do French fucking with your girlfriend?
Does that mean like titty fucker?
Yeah.
No.
Because that's like,
I don't like putting my wiener up there, but I like sucking on boobs. And girls I've gone out with have always seemed to like it.
They always seem to have boobs. I wanted to be like, I like
No,
sucking on
like
boobs
she
and
said,
every-
she said she wasn't really into that, but I like to do that.
what?
and the
I like to be sucked by boobs. No, boobs being sucked. I don't like when there's a penis in between.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you said you just didn't
Yeah,
like.
I think most because
like,
we.
I mean, people used to do that. It was a big deal in like high school. People thought it was a big sexy thing. I'm like,
No,
Like,
well,
why?
everybody's.
I only did it with. I did it with one girl. It was my birthday, and she
you can't comment.
said I could do it. No, I mean obviously you can. I mean if their boobs are around your dick, I mean that's what it's.
Oh.
That's what it's. But it was
does
like,
absolutely nothing
I
for
did.
me.
I didn't. I mean, she was sitting in a. She was like sitting in a recliner, like sitting in the chair, and I walked. You know, she was doing other stuff with her wiener, and then she put it between her tits. But I was like, you know,
Tits.
after like I don't know, probably 20 seconds, I was like, this is not doing anything for me. I go, I appreciate the effort, but she's like, oh okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but
God, you know what? I mean, that's the thing, guys.
But back to the boobs. We all have
Something that's a
sensitive nipples.
fetish.
Everyone's nipples.
Something that's a
feel-
fetish
Yeah.
likes it when
is
their
something
nipples-
that's not.
Guys too.
I don't know the exact. I'm not going to say the exact.
That's not a
defi-
fetish. French fucking is just.
That's like normal.
It's a
I mean, but that's
position.
like normal.
What's abnormal? What would be abnormal to you guys? Like, what would freak you? Did you ever
I don't know if abnormal is the right word.
No,
but
what
a
would freak you
A fetish
out?
is something that's not
sexual?
not the
That's
standard.
sexualized. Like I take this mic and I'm like, look, it's jerking up the mic.
Not
or
the
something.
It's not the standard.
Like-
a fetish is something like
Like so,
having a girl
proclivity.
jerk you off with her feet. I like being jerked off by her feet.
Yeah, I think sucking on feet would be. Here's the deal: if I had a girlfriend, I found her when I'm attracted to a girl, and that's I'm attracted
I've
to
sucked
everything.
on my girlfriend's feet when
Yeah,
I'm,
but if you're
when
looking
I'm
at
having sex.
no, a fetish
that's
is when
not
you
my
look at
first thing to
anyone's
go to.
feet. Like
What-
it doesn't matter
Yeah,
whose feet it's attached to. It's just the feet that you're attached to, not the person. That's what a fetish is.
I put my
yeah.
girlfriend's
You get what I'm saying? It's
toes
like-
in my mouth a
it's
couple
your-
times, and
it's your girlfriend.
Yeah.
But you're not looking at everyone's feet.
but she
like,
wasn't in. Yeah, she wasn't in. I mean,
It's a
I wasn't
part-
really. It was just something whatever. I had her leg up here, and I was like, and then she was like, no. I
It's
don't
a
get-"
part-
And I was
if
like,
you-
okay.
Bob's done that to me too. If you put your foot close to his face,
That's how I got on the.
he's
It's-
going to
yeah.
put him
I
in
tried
his
to
mouth.
eat it. I
I
thought
think a
I
fetish
thought they were
is when you're
sausages.
looking for a piece of
He also does
somebody,
the same
not
thing with
person.
does the same thing with pizza. If you put pizza near his face,
Right.
he's going to put it in his mouth.
Just don't put things near his mouth.
Look at that. How late we get before a fat joke? It took a while.
Who doesn't like pizza? No, but I think fetishes are when you don't like care about the person, but you care about the piece of them.
Right.
Like so, it could be anybody's feet. Like they don't care that I was a nice person, and I,
Yeah.
they just cared about my feet. They didn't care if I was attractive. They didn't care anything. They didn't care if I had tits. If I had a.
Oh.
They didn't care
But
if
it's
I was
also
brunette,
not.
blonde.
But it's usually not like.
They had no
If you
care.
want to say, I don't know if normal is the right word, but it's not like my fetish is having missionary sex with my girlfriend.
No.
That's not a fetish.
No, that's what-
just
And even if
normal.
you said,
I like sucking my girlfriend's toes. That's my girlfriend.
yeah, it's something. I don't want to say weird, but it's usually something that's not like this. It's
not a part
We're
of the
dealing with
person.
sex. It's not a standard thing.
It's not a part of the person, meaning that it doesn't matter who it is.
But it's also a
But
weird. No. If I said I want to have missionary sex with every girl I see, I wouldn't call that a fetish because missionary sex is a regular form of sex.
Or even anal sex. You just like to have.
Well, you could say, but I wouldn't even say that's a fetish because that's
not a fetish
you know,
either. It's when
many
you-
less people are sucking on toes. Many less people are, having their girlfriends jerk them off with their feet. It's something that's
taking-
not weird, but it's
also
not,
a non-sexual piece of your body per se. You're sexualizing
yeah, it could be, sure. I mean,
But everything can be sexual, right? Anything can be like touching your arm could be sexual, or.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's true. All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap up here. Stacey, where can we find you?
Well, you could find me upstate this weekend. Is this airing tonight?
No, this is gonna go up Sunday night.
Oh, so I'll be at Greenwich Village Comedy Club Sunday night, the early show, Coney Island Night Fight with Stacey Kendro and a bunch of great comics. And then at night, after that show, I'll be hosting at Greenwich Comedy Club, the 9:45. So I'll be there all night. And if you happen to be this weekend, I'll be in Ithaca.
I was gonna say
Saturday.
more. So where can we find you online?
Oh, StaceyPrussman.com, but I don't even upload that. Just go to my Twitter, Stacey Prussman, StaceyPrussman. Listen to my podcast, The Prussman Hour, with me and my co-host Angela Riley. We do that every week on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. And and then Instagram, Stacey Prussman, and just my name everywhere. Then you look
And also
for me.
find her on Wikifeet.
And Wikifeet. If you want to look at my feet, go to Stacey Prussman Wikifeet. You'll see like 10 pictures of my feet.
That is true.
And they're 4.5 rating. Maybe Bob could rate them a 5 to bring them up, and so could Ray. And I don't know what that would do for my career, but you never know. But this has been fun at, G-hole. I now have a new name for my vagina, so thank you.
There we go. All right. Thanks for hanging, Stacey.
Thank you for having me.
Bob, what do you got to say, buddy?
Oh, we're still on?
Yeah.
If you put it up Sunday, Monday the 18th, I'm doing some show at the 18th room. I don't know. I'm doing some comedy show.
Great. I just
All I have
wanted
is the
you to say,
address.
step up to the
You
G-hole.
can step up to the G-hole.